So these are 5 differences between New Zealand and the UK that I've noticed, part 2. The first one is the fact that in supermarkets, I've noticed that a lot of the products are from New Zealand and made in New Zealand. And I'm guessing that's because it's 4 hours away from Australia. It's quite on its own as an island. So it must be hard to import things. So in England, in the supermarkets, we tend to have produce and products from all over the world. So, but like around Europe mainly, because it's obviously a lot closer. And that means that in England you can get produce, different fruits and vegetables all year round, which is either a good or a bad thing. And I believe in New Zealand, I've only been here for 4 months, but I believe that you have seasonal fruits and vegetables throughout the year. So in England we have like a massive pub culture. People will be out until pretty late drinking and partying in most of the towns and cities. And here we've noticed that places seem to close a lot earlier. There's not as many people in the pubs. They still have a few bars and smaller pubs, breweries here, but it's not on the same scale as it is in England. And that's something that I do miss, the fact that there's more of a pub culture in England. The next one is the fact that we have terraced houses in England. So there'll be a lot of streets in like bigger towns and cities where there'll be houses lined up right next to each other to save on space. And I haven't really seen that here in New Zealand. Of the places that we've been to anyway, I've noticed that the houses have a lot of space around them. They have like a bigger garden, more trees. The houses seem a bit bigger here. I haven't really seen many apartment blocks, if any, that I can really think of. Maybe in Auckland there are. So we tend to have a lot more smaller houses, smaller apartments, apartment blocks. So because we have a bigger population in England, much bigger in England than it is here. Obviously people in rural areas in England would have more space, gardens, trees, etc. So another one would be the coffee culture that they have here. So there's a lot of places that do really, really nice coffee here, and that we found that right across. So we've been right up in the far north, and we've been we've come all the way down to the top of the South Island, and we found that you can always find a really nice coffee. In England, it tends to be in the bigger cities that you find that, or like places that are a bit more that have nicer restaurants and cafes. You don't get it everywhere, but it's definitely bigger here, I would say. In England we tend to have more chains, so chains would be a bit popular, like Costa Coffee, Starbucks, etc. But they're nowhere near as good, I don't think. We do get really great independent coffee shops in England still, but not as many as there are here, I have found. Another big difference we've noticed is the architecture. So in England we will have like market squares, the town centre where there's like a central part in the middle, and then you have all the buildings around that with the town centre buildings. Like there's a lot of old buildings, a lot of history to look at in England. We have our castles, cobbled streets to walk down, a lot of history there. And the buildings here seem to be newer, and they'll have their high street with all the shops on, but they're kind of like newer fabricated buildings. Some cities look more beautiful than others, I would say, here, which is the same as England as well. Some places are more ugly than others, but overall we think New Zealand is mainly about the nature. The nature is incredible here. So whereas in England we have a lot of incredible buildings,